Hey now, camera, you working okay? I think it is, all right. I'm going to try to keep this under, I have a lot of information to share, but I don't want this to be too long, so we'll see what I can cram in. It's Monday, the 17th, see? Yes, the 10th. I have so much going on here. It's the 10th of February. And this is the week of Adult Swim coming to Omaha on Friday to do the special show. I start basically getting ready for it today with some technical stuff about what they need to know about my house so they can set up to shoot here. And we're setting up some other things that we want to happen while they're in town. Some more shooting. Lots happening, and more is happening with Adult Swim besides just this show. More to come. Higgs Corner is on the table, but right now we're talking about me doing this special Stupid Morning Bullshit show on Friday. I hope you can tune in. Saturday, I had a really good day. I've started to work on some preliminary ideas to send to Brett Harold Hart with the idea of doing another ear sculpture or whatever he decides to call it project. And while I was setting up to record, and my friend Blake, who's also playing trumpet on some of these tracks, when he arrived, the mail came. It's kind of funny. Almost every time Blake stops by, and he's a good friend, I get music in the mail. We both remarked at that. It's like he's my good luck charm. So I got a couple packages on Saturday. And the first one is, Brett, thank you. The Moonman 3.5 EP came through. Thank you so much for the original artwork that comes with it. Yeah, this is a one of a kind. I love stuff like this. And then here's a little thank you on the back from Brett. I love how the Moonmen are going about this. This is a little outside of how I do things. They've got this whole head trip, this whole scenario going with what's happening with the Moonmen and what this music is all about, which it kind of explains here. I've only partially read the story because I'm really not into it. Some people are really into that. I'm into the music. And the whole head trip, I imagine if I were to spend some time physically with these guys, that I get pulled into it. But mainly what I'm interested in is the music, and this is a winner. The other thing I want to share with you, Brett, because I know you watch, is that as my friend Blake was setting up, because he had pedals and stuff for his trumpet, I put this on, explaining that, these are people that I've worked with, and Blake is a young but real musician. And he got into this, and he said, man, I like that homemade feeling. That's what he said. I like that homemade feeling I'm getting from this. And I'll agree, it sounds like this was recorded live, or a lot of it sounds like it comes from them doing maybe improvisations together or something. But it really flows well, and it feels really good, and it's good. Man, Moonmen. Moonmen happening. Moonmen are happening. Moonmen are happening. I also received a package now. Let me make sure I don't mess up now, because I put a bunch of stuff away. Okay, so this is what I have to remember. It seems like I put something away already or something. But John McRae, who is sent me music over the years, very kind. We've never met. He's a progressive rock collector in particular. Genesis is and he shares on Facebook a lot. his collection, his Genesis collection, is to die for. It's really amazing. He sent me some stuff. He sent me some vinyl, and he sent me, someone sent me some vinyl besides John, but let me just go, and then some CDs. So, thank you so much, John. He sent me a recent Gostaberling Saga CD. This is a Swedish progressive rock band. This is called X 2018, I believe, is when this came out. And the band is obviously risen. 2018 has obviously risen in popularity because the record is on Sony Music and Inside Out. Sony Music doesn't get involved unless there's some money involved. I have one of their other albums on a burn. Instrumental. The first thing I heard by them, it was obvious they were influenced by heavy King Crimson. But this is different. This is kind of dark. And it starts off slow and somber. But then it kicks in and it's really good. This is going to give me some rewarding listens. Thank you, John. He told me he was going to send me these road tapes by Frank Zappa. I forget, somehow he ended up with extras or something. But the Zappa family is slowly opening up the vaults, I think, or they're going to release a lot of stuff from the vaults. As you know, Frank Zappa recorded everything. And so these are tapes of live shows. And the way that he described them is that these are tapes where they were less than ideal circumstances, to record them. And yet they sound great. The performances are awesome. This Helsinki, Finland 73 show is monster. I just fell into this and just played it because it's just, wow, so good. And I saw Zappa on around this time for the first time, 73 or 74. And then the older stuff in 1968 in Vancouver. They're doing the avant-garde stuff. It's really good. Thank you, John. He sent me some vinyl. I'm a little perplexed because I thought I got 2 packages of vinyl. And did I put something away or am I getting them mixed up? Okay, well, I'm just going to talk about these. The first I'm going to talk about is, did you send this to me, John, or was this from the Rune? This is probably from John. But it's on the Rune Gramophone label. And they had recently sent me Hedvig Mostad's latest album. But this is an older one, 2013. All of Them Witches is the name of this. She's a guitarist. And the first thing I got from her from Rune Gramophone was a bit different from this. This is heavier, more rock, jamming rock, but also riffy. She can really play. Interesting, this music sounds like they record it really basic. It's not all sheeny and shiny. It sounds like you're just in the room with them. My first listen on this is I love it. John sends me these old rock records that are reissues. Some of them he sends me some rather interesting ones. This one I find interesting because it's the sort of thing that if I had heard this back in the day, I wouldn't have much cared for it. Horse. It came out, I think, in 1970, English band. It's hard rock. There's a bit of progressiveness mixed in. But what I pick up from this, I really appreciate this, John, but I got to be honest. Sounds like these guys were on a bad acid trip to me. I listened to the lyrics of this record, and it's like these guys sound like they're twisted. Now, what's interesting also is Rick Parnell is the drummer on here, who was also in Atomic Rooster and some other bands, Nova. Rick and I are friends on Facebook, and we end up in some of the same threads talking. Rick really sounds, if you see this Rick, I'm just going to be honest, he really sounds like, a really far out dude. Like an acid casualty almost in a way. Not just some of the things he'll say, it's like, whoa, and it fits. because this album is like, it's kind of unhinged. It's musically, it's pretty good. At times, it's just like the cousin of Black Sabbath moving over into T-Rex or something. So I really appreciate this. It's a reissue. I love being able to hear these old records I never got to hear. I want to say that. This next one, John, don't take it personal, because I'll bet you the reason you sent this to me is because you bought it and said this isn't for me. Well, it ain't for me either. This is on the Denna Valley label. I love the graphics. Denna Valley is a label that I've wanted to like. My friend Tim Guthrie really got into them. I think he collects them because they do nice packaging. But some of the music they put out is shit. This is called the Pirate Ship Quintet, and I'm not saying this is shit. This is not. I'm saying this moves really slow, really boring. I'm just realizing I may have another one of their albums. Okay, I do. Someone sent this to me. All right, so now let me get this together. Okay, so I don't need a lot of this stuff. This is that post-rock stuff, okay? That is somber, and it moves slowly, and they'll use strings and stuff. I don't play this much, kind of like this. My first impression, again, I'm giving you my first impression, is that I'm done with this. You know, this is boring. It's pretty, but it moves way too slow for me. Way too slow. That's the main thing. It's well done. I like this packaging, but I'm not going to listen to this. Thank you, John. Is that what happened to you with that record? And if the people who are in the band happen to see this, because again, this was sent to me by someone else. Now, when I got this, I enjoyed listening to it, but I haven't played it since. And I have that same sort of response to music like Explosions in the Sky. They strike me like that, and the band Mono. I actually sold most of my Mono because and I've seen them live. And that's when it really hit me. It's like, man, this is not going anywhere. Thank you, John, very much for sending me the records. It seems that I got another package, and I don't know, but this is all that's sitting out right now, okay? I want to keep this short. Many cool things are happening. Many cool things, and I feel very thankful and blessed. This Friday is the Adult Swim Stupid Morning Bullshit broadcast from my home. I'm excited about that. But I've got some other cool stuff coming, and I'm going to go ahead and announce this. It hasn't gone public yet, but it should either today or this week. I love the band Can. They are one of my most favorite bands of all time. Damo Suzuki, one of their singers, the Japanese guy who they found busking on the streets. Damo Suzuki is on tour with his Damo Suzuki Network. I've never seen any of the members of Can. Damo Suzuki is coming to Omaha, finally. He's scheduled to come to Omaha in May. I'm really excited. I'm going to go ahead and share this. It's not public yet, but it will be, so I think I can go ahead and tell you. Business is funny like that. You have to wait, you know. But Damo Suzuki, the way that he performs, the network is that wherever he plays, the venue provides the band, his backing band. He improvises, so he just plays with. He does what he does with whoever. My band Indrima was chosen. We're his backing band for his Omaha show. This is the first announcement of it, you know, in this video. I figure I can tell it here. I haven't blabbed it on Facebook or on social media yet because I'm waiting for the venue Slowdown to post it, you know, upcoming. But we got confirmation this weekend, so that's why I'm telling you here. Am I excited? Absolutely. That's a bucket list. That's a bucket lister. It would have been a bucket lister just to open the show for him, but to actually be his backing band, what an honor. What an honor. I haven't done any pulls for a while. I'll just show a couple records and then I'll do a pull and go. Played this last time, My Bloody Valentine, Loveless. This is an amazing album. Posted it online, and when I post my records, I like to post the date and the label, but I like to post the date of when the record was, when my copy was issued. And so if it's a reissue, I put that date. And some folks who don't know me actually put, that's not 2013. You know, I don't get irritated. I just respond to them kindly. It's like, okay, you think you're telling me something. Well, let me tell you. People. Here's another one that hadn't played since I bought it, used, Andy Narrow. Hidden Treasure. He's a steel drummer. Man, this is good. Jazz. This is good. Hidden Treasure. Hidden Treasure. Hidden Treasure. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there.